Check out this free video and make sure you hit like and subscribe.
I thought, well, I mean, the segment went off the rails, and
It sure did.
yeah, and I mean, there's a lot to say about it, but I mean, the key thing is that most of what happened was actually scripted. I think people are like trying to like figure out like what was and wasn't scripted. Pretty much nothing went off the script until it was actually Tiffany Stratton's line about the marriages, because even the you know, all the other lines leading up to
Actually,
that.
I think it was a little before that, because even before that, Charlotte was all gotten to by the crowd, and she was like, "Fine, just go. You can have the last word."
Yeah.
But that was she was not supposed to say
right,
that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. She wasn't supposed to say that, and she wasn't supposed to do the squeaky voice thing either. Like, that wasn't there. She just kind of did that. But yeah, she was gotten to by the crowd, which is funny because she's a heel, and she was getting incredible heel reaction. And
Yeah, what's her deal?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person to figure out, like, when a heel gets a great heel reaction and they get mad about it, you know, or whatever, or frustrated about it. I mean, who knows, you know? I mean, but, you know, it's like there's so many things, you know, that it could be psychologically, you know, as far as everything goes. And it's probably all going to come out in the wash later. But, you know, obviously she got frustrated, and she did the squeaky voice thing that wasn't supposed to happen, and then she sort of like, you got the last word. And then Tiffany Stratton just brought up you're 0-3 in marriages. And so she comes back with Kaiser's been in my DMs, which was such a weird line, because even if you're doing it as a shoot, you know, like you wouldn't say, number one, I mean, granted, a lot of people do know that Kaiser's Tiffany Stratton's boyfriend, but a lot of people don't. I mean, probably the vast majority of people watching the show don't. Never been addressed. The other part of it is that if you're doing this as a shoot, you don't use the name Kaiser. You know, that's what I was heard. That's like, Kaiser.
Well, you know, sometimes
what the hell is she thinking?
Sometimes people do. I mean, Charlotte's name isn't Charlotte, but I would bet that a fair number of people call her Charlotte. I mean, it happens. And especially if it's in the heat of the moment where you're trying to think of some sort of comeback, and all that you just throw out is Kaiser's in my DMs.
What a weird comeback, though.
It was. Well, listen, everybody. I'm going to recap the entire thing here, because some of you only saw this online, and the version online is not the version that was on television.
Well, look, the USA Network version is the same one, but the WWE version edited out a lot. Yeah.
Yes. So Wade Barrett's in the ring to moderate these two, and they both come out, and I mean, the first weird thing, which is it was just odd, no matter what had happened, is they both dressed exactly the same. They're in black tops, and they have black lace leggings.
Same leggings.
Yes, it was totally bizarre.
The same leggings was really weird, I have to say. Yeah. You know, and I also should preface this by there has been problems between the two for about 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So people knew about it. And I mean, you can even, you know, one thing about this is it also shows a complete double standard in how people view things. Because if this same thing had happened in AEW, while the blame would still probably go on the people in the ring, of course, it would largely go on Tony Khan for, if it was him, for you've had 2 weeks to figure this out, to get these people on the same page, blah, 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 blah. And there they went out there and they just went off the rails. And both of them did. You know what I mean? It was like Charlotte is getting, or Ashley is getting, more of the blame, and probably deservedly so. But they both are getting blamed for it. And, you know, as far as that, but it's like it happened in WWE, just like this stuff happened in AEW with Punk and Adam Page, and there's probably other instances too of Ricky Starks and Adam Copeland. But that one was different because that one there was no warning. It just sort of frickin' happened because you had two people who, God only knows what, right? One of the things also when it comes to this is that there's a tradition in WWE to a degree that sometimes when you're someone on the way up, like Tiffany Stratton, that the veterans in this situation will kind of throw you a little for a loop with the idea that you have to be able to respond like really quick and you know what I mean, and not just follow the script. Even though you're told to follow the script, it's a weird thing. You know, Cena used to do that. That was his rep, and sometimes it's good because the idea is you want to weed out who can't think on their feet, but it's sort of like, you know, it's like one of those old school things, and sometimes like, I don't know, I'm not a big fan. I mean, I just remember like years and years and years ago, and this was from Terry Funk, which is another story we'll get to way later, but it's a totally different one. But he was like doing a promo, and Kevin Nash was just totally like flipped on the promo, you know what I mean? Just did something completely different. And Terry just kind of stood there because it's like, well, it's a scripted promo, you know, at that point. And it just went in a different direction. And he just was like, you know, why'd that happen? And it's kind of like, well, you know, you want to be the gunslinger, you know what I mean? To make a reputation or whatever.
Are you heading to Las Vegas for WrestleMania? If so, clear some time on the calendar because we have a lot of great events. It's our annual convention, the WrestlingObserver.com/F4W online convention in Las Vegas this year on WrestleMania weekend. April 18th, Friday, April 19th and 20th. We got special events every day. Friday will be the Dave Meltzer, Bryan Alvarez live Q&A. You can show up. We've got a meet and greet. Perhaps we'll have some merch. And you can ask us any question that you would like at the live Q&A. This will not appear as a podcast, a video podcast, audio podcast. You can only see and hear the Dave Meltzer, Bryan Alvarez Q&A if you attend live. That is April 18th at noon at the beautiful Palms Resort Casino in Las Vegas. We will also have wrestling watch parties. Have you ever wanted to watch wrestling with Dave Meltzer? 2 wrestling watch parties coming up that weekend, as well as 2 after parties. What is an after party? It's exactly what it sounds like. After WrestleMania, both nights, you'll be able to come back to a suite. I'll be there, Dave, a bunch of other friends and subscribers, and you'll get to party. We'll have alcohol, food, and more. These are the after parties after WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. If you want to go, you got to buy your tickets now. Tickets available for everything at f4wonline.com/Vegas. Easy. f4wonline.com/Vegas. Did I mention we're going to have a group dinner at Texas Day Brazil? It's an all-you-can-eat steakhouse, all-you-can-eat steak. I hear some of you right now, I don't eat meat. Doesn't matter. They have the best salad bar you'll ever see. Texas Day Brazil. You can grab your tickets for that meet and greet / dinner as well. Where? F4wonline.com/Vegas. See you there.